Hi friends, welcome back to another video from TheSimSanctuary. I'm Austin and today's video is a mansion build. It's a base game mansion and is 3 levels, has way too many rooms to count, and probably not enough bathrooms, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to build, and I hope you enjoy it. So this video will probably be coming out on Saturday. I was really hoping for this video to come out on Friday, but I did the voiceover, and as you can probably tell by this voiceover, my previous voiceover wasn't very good. So it took me a while to listen to it completely, and then I decided to think about re-recording, and now I'm re-recording, and I don't think I have enough time to get this ready for Friday. But if it is Saturday, then I hope you are enjoying your weekend. I don't have many plans this weekend, or at least I don't at the moment. Yeah, so a little bit about the build. With a build this large, I got a little crazy. And so I added some weird rooms. There's a couple kind of hidden rooms or hidden doors to rooms, and I think it came out pretty cool. Honestly, I do want to do more large builds, because while this build took me about a week, like this was basically all I did this week was this build, and I really like it, and I want to do more, and I completely lost my train of thought about what I was going to say. But yeah, I really like how it looks. I ended up changing out quite a few things from the start of the video. So as you may notice, there are rocks kind of accenting some spots, and later on in the build I switch it from rock to brick, just because this is more of a traditional home, so I felt like the brick just kind of fit better. That being said, if you do like the stone, you can always add it in yourself, because that stone is base game, and everything in this house is base game. Now, I'm not the best base game builder. I love doing these kind of builds periodically, but if you enjoy base game builds, or if you just, want to see more, or if you only have base game, then I would really recommend you check out the channel Dr. Ashley, a fantastic channel. If you're watching this video, you probably know that already. But yeah, if you don't know about Dr. Ashley, then I definitely recommend you check out her base game builds, because they are fantastic and they're always fun to watch. So I did a little bit of landscaping here. I didn't do a ton of landscaping in this build, mainly because this lot is 50 by 50 and the house takes up most of it. That's just kind of how it went. I'm not really surprised. When I started drawing out the shape of the house, I kind of realized there wasn't going to be a ton of room for a backyard space. And that being said, there's also not a ton of stuff to do base game wise in the backyard. I mean, there are pools that you can have, but I feel like a lot of stuff packs have the best kind of additions to the outside area, especially Perfect Patio and the Backyard Stuff Pack, whatever that one's called. They're both great stuff packs, and if they ever go on sale, I definitely recommend you pick them up. They're $10 USD, but if you can get them on sale for half price, then they're a really good value. But yeah, so one of the goals for next week is to kind of have my upload schedule be kind of a week of of kind of challenges or suggested videos that I try, or suggested builds. So hopefully next week we'll have at least 3 builds that are either challenges or that are suggestions from viewers. I do have the list already, and I'm already working on it. But yeah, it should be fun. Now, I can't believe it's already February, and I know I know the correct pronunciation is February, but I always pronounce it February, which makes me sound really weird. So this is like the worst month for me, because like if somebody asks me the date, then I'll say it and they kind of look at me like I'm being weird. But I feel like I might do it because in my head, like when I'm trying to remember the spelling, you know, I think everybody pronounces it in their head as February, because you can't forget that R. That sneaky little R is tricky for sure. So, you know, I say it in my head February, and then when I say it out loud, it just kind of follows. And the good news is I never misspell the month, but the bad news is I look weird in social settings. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm kind of going room by room, level by level, and just kind of adding a couple things in from time to time. It was really tough to build this place. It was just really tough. This 3rd floor, I kind of made it like a secret bar. I kind of thought back to like United States Prohibition, which was when alcohol was outlawed, and you know, wealthy people or businesses would have speakeasies, which, you know, were bars that were illegal because of the laws. And so I just kind of added that in to be like a nice throwback, since this is more of a vintage mansion. I thought it would be cool to have, and I like how it turned out. And sadly, this build took me, I think, 4 to 5 hours to finish, so I had to cut out a lot. So a lot is missing from this build, sadly, and the screenshots, I had to cut some fat, I guess you could say, because that too was running long. I had, by the end of it, 41 screenshots that I couldn't post them all because it would just be too much time. I might post them on Twitter though, so if you want to check those out, you can always follow me there. I am at TheSimSanctuary YT, and yeah, it's should be linked down in my description. And I just kind of post sim stuff randomly and stuff about, you know, like more personal stuff. I don't post a lot. I reply a lot, and I'm on it a lot. I just, you know, I probably should really post more, just kind of random things, you know. I'm like, there's always a time, like at some point during the day, I have like some thought in my head. I'm like, oh, I should tweet that. That's either funny or insightful or whatever, and I never do. I'm not big on, I've never really been big about social media. I love it. I think it's great. But like the commitment is too much for me. I just can't you know, figure out what to say half the time, and like, yeah, it's just never been good for me. I had a lot of bookshelves in this house, you might have noticed already. I really wanted like a nice grand library in one of the rooms, but I never added it. I don't know why. There are bookshelves and kind of mini reading spaces, but not one like really big dedicated one. And I think well, at first I thought the build could have used it, but I feel like it's fine without it. Now, I could have broken up the 2nd floor landing to make one, but I really like the openness of it, and it looks a little bare now, but it kind of gets more cluttered as time goes on. I really probably should have worked with this in more kind of linear fashion, but I didn't, so everything kind of pops in randomly. And I know I mentioned it before, but I really had to speed this video up to not make it 2 parts, because I like my videos to be under 15 minutes at least for speed builds. And this video does run over, because if I made this video any faster, I don't think it would be watchable. Hopefully this is watchable. If not, then hopefully my descriptions of some rooms have been decent enough, because I think this build is really nice, and you know, if you want to check it out, you can always download it from the gallery. My OriginID is TheSimSanctuary, just like it is on YouTube. That's one of the main reasons why I changed my username. Most people probably didn't even notice, but my username used to be, you know, TheSimSanctuary with, you know, spaces. But, you know, I think, you know, because of Twitter and OriginID and everything, it just kind of seemed to make more sense to switch it to, you know, all one word with capitals to make it look fancy. And I like it. You know, I wasn't sure about the name at first, but I've really come to like it. And yeah, it's a cool username. Better than what I used to have. Now, I tend to not put full bathrooms on the first floor of my builds, unless there's a room there, or if it's a one-story house. If it's a one-story house, then it's gonna definitely have a full bathroom. But this mansion, I felt like I needed to add one because of the amount of space, and technically there are 2 bathrooms, 2 full bathrooms. But yeah, it's really tough working in this much space. Like I don't know what I would do if I played in this house. Like, I could really have a family, just like a family of 4, just live on the first floor. There are 4 single beds in one room. But yeah, so I probably should challenge myself to like play in this house for a little bit. Not really for any like challenge or anything, but just kind of to have fun, because I haven't really played the game that much recently, really at all this year. I mostly, you know, I do plan on bringing back my Rags to Riches challenge, either redo it completely or start where I left off, even though there will be an episode missing. And I also do want to bring back my Cats and Dogs Let's Play titled Fresh Start. They were both a lot of fun to do, but I had issues recording audio for them, so I've been working on things on kind of quick fixes and things. Well, they're not really quick fixes since it's taken me like 3 months, but I've been yeah, I'm feeling more confident that I can put out videos with voiceovers that sound better. And yeah, so those might be in the future. But I did have a poll on Twitter asking what series you would like to come back, and what won out was my 50 States series, and so that should be coming back either next week or the week after. I love that series, and it was really kind of disheartening to have to postpone it for such a time, but it was because of editing software, and then, you know, it's hard to get back into those series once, you know, there's been, you know, a couple weeks break. But it will come back, and it will be better than ever, I promise. And I'm really excited for you to see that, because I have some fun plans for it, and it'll be, I think, kind of a bigger series than it was, and it really deserves to have a lot of attention to it, because, you know, I'm kind of, you know, potentially offending maybe people from a state if a build does not look right, and I wouldn't want that, because I think, yeah, the 50 states are beautiful, and the architecture that I've seen, either from pictures or from being there in person, have all been wonderful. And it's hard to believe that this video is shortly coming to an end. We are almost at screenshots. So like I said, even though I know this video, oh, there are the screenshots, hopefully. I know I said I kind of skipped through some, so you'll see maybe some rooms that you didn't see before, either from the build, or maybe you won't see rooms that you saw me spend a lot of time in, but that's just because it took way too long to do this build. Hopefully my next mansion build won't take as long, but it'll probably take me twice as long because I'll be focusing on every little thing. I also want to mention I didn't clutter too much because the house price just kept increasing. I think by the end of it this was like 550,000 simoleons, so I definitely recommend you have your Sims live in this house and you have them move in with the free real estate cheat. That way you're not having to like garner so much currency. But anyways, if you are new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing and hitting the like button, and let me know down in the comments below what your favorite room was or any other builds you'd like me to try in the future. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.